Hi, my name's Sarah, and today we're going to be tying this cute little mask pattern. You'll need super glue, fly head cement, rubber legs, I've picked brown, some black 210 thread, double edged blades, small piece of foam, some rabbit strips, your typical scissors, and your wire cutters, whip finisher, some Gamakatsu size 2 hooks, a hair packer, and a dub brush, which I will show you how to do in this video. Okay, first I'm going to start my thread, and you want to get a nice base, especially if you're using a dub brush, because it just kind of gives it something to stick to. So I'm grabbing my rabbit strip, and I'm going to figure out how long I want that tail. I'm going to do it about right here. Just get that bad boy on. Okay, now I'm grabbing the dubbing brush. And if you can see the wire, I just usually leave a nice tab on there, and then I tie it in all the way up to the front. Get it in there nice and good. Then I'll typically use some super glue. Want that super glue to set in a little bit. Alright, then when you're working with your dub brush, I always tend to like pull it back like this and then wrap. So we're just going to kind of do that. Pull it again. The nice thing is when you got wire, you don't have to worry about like breaking a thread on it, or you can kind of leave it up like this. And then you just kind of compact it in, and you do it again. Pull it back some more, do another wrap, pull it back. Now use your little packer again, get that good and tight back. You see how much hook I've got left. Okay. I'm going to bring my thread back because I'm going to want to put my legs in. Give it a good couple. Alright. We're going to leave them nice and long. Let's get the other ones in. Pick up your scissors, do a nice little cut here, get rid of the excess. I don't really care about that deer hair, but there we go. Bring it forward. Now wrap again. Now you got your little legs in there. Keep pulling. Let's pack it again. I've been teaching people how to use dubbing brushes for quite a few years, and everybody's always so shocked when I bust out the deer hair. The trick to it is finding the right wire. And I've almost used up a whole brush on this. You always want to have your little wire clippers. Give it a nice little cut here. Mine aren't as sharp as they used to be. Okay, give it a few more wraps there. I'm gonna compact that and then I'm gonna push that back some more. Yeah. Now you're gonna need to pick up your second brush because we've used a whole 6 inches already. So you're gonna start again, just like so. We're gonna have to actually trim this wire up. Okay, then I'm just gonna make sure that wire isn't sticking up so it breaks my thread or anything like that. Then I'm gonna bring my thread all the way up to the, just right behind the eye, and then we start again. Now we're just gonna tie off after I cut this wire here. Okay. Make sure that wire is not sticking up. I'm gonna give it a nice little couple. I'm gonna do another little, pack it back just a little. Give her a nose. Okay, now for those of you who use the whip finish tool, it's a good time to do it right now. Okay, let's give it a nice cut. Sharp scissors are always nice. Okay, now you're going to take your double-edged razor here. And we're going to trim out the belly. Pull these down. They should kind of move with you. And you're just going to kind of trim it up here. Now what I really want to show everybody is how nice and tight this looks. So with the dub brush, you can see how nice and tight the deer hair is. And the other nice thing about this is that, you know, you're not going to have a big fish come up and wreck your fly like you would if you're using thread, because this wire is going to hold it in place. Let's say, you know, it did brutally attack it and you lost some of the wire came undone. You can go right back and add more to it without losing the entire fly. So now I'm just kind of trimming up here, give it a cute little body. You can make it nice and bushy, or you can get it nice and tight, up to you guys. This is where the creative part of fly tying comes into play. Try not to get those rubber legs. I'm going to trim up the back here. Pretty simple, right? Okay, let's go ahead and put some ears on this guy. This is where we use the foam. Okay, I'm going to take some foam. I've already got some ears here that I've kind of trimmed out. I'm going to take a little super glue. I actually got a little too much, so I'm going to share it with the other one. Okay, and then we're just going to attach these ears down into that deer hair. Okay. All right, so there's the ears. Okay, then we're gonna do just a simple kind of knot. You can use a crochet hook. A lot of people do that. In this case, we're gonna just kind of bring it up, back. I'm gonna do the other side here. Up and back. Okay, then you want to cut it. I'm going to separate the rubber. I'm going to cut that about right there. And we're going to separate the rubber for its little claws. Hold on. Okay. There you got it. Pretty simple. And I'm going to cut that a little shorter. And there you are. Simple little mouse pattern. So now I'm going to show you how to make a dubbing brush, and we're going to use deer hair today. So I typically use the brassy copper wire that comes on a nice spool in most fly shops. What I'm going to do is, in this case, I'm using this machine designed by Ralph Brooks, and I'm going to show you that you're going to need to do two lengths, or two pieces that are the length of the actual machine itself. Then you're going to fold it in half. You're going to take this part and you're going to hook it onto the hook. Wrap it around this, then wrap this around here. This provides tension and holds the wire. Then you're going to wrap it like this around here, and then I always like to just kind of come down here and lay this like this so it's out of my way when I'm working on making a brush. So you're going to need deer hair and some good scissors. And just gonna want to clip off some pieces here. Nice thing is you don't have to worry about taking the under fur out because it's gonna come out in the brush. And you're just gonna kind of lay it across like so. Don't want it too thick, otherwise it won't wrap into the wire. You're gonna want to have a nice space. I also, for making like poppers or anything with deer hair, you can use the center of it. You don't have to put it off center. So as you can see, you can kind of see the wire coming through. That's about what you're looking for when it comes to making a brush. Just evenly lay your materials across. Okay, now once we get to the end, we're just gonna kind of do a look over here, get it all the way through. This guide that is here, it's got that white center so you can really see your materials. And I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna pull it back out, and then I'm gonna lay it across. I'm gonna put my finger right here to hold it in place while I get the other part of this wire out. All right, so now I'm just gonna do a little adjustment to make sure that this material is kind of in the middle. Okay, and then you're just going to do a couple turns, and what you're looking for is to turn this wire just enough to add some tension throughout the entire brush. Then you're going to do a nice lift, and then you're just going to spin it. Now as it's twisting, you're actually going to kind of feel the brush pull, and you want that to happen. Don't add too much tension and pull it further away. Kind of give into it and let it wrap around the fibers. And see, as you can tell, it's getting tighter and tighter. what I'm looking for is to make sure that middle's nice and tight and that everything's looking good. Typically what I do is I wait for it to break on this end, which it just did. See how perfect? That's what you're wanting it to see happen. And there's your brush.